There are more than 15,000 people in Australia that have a spinal cord injury. The following story is with one of those people from that statistic. G'day, I'm Donny Sutherland and I'm speaking with Tamana Smith, who has been a quadriplegic since the age of just 16. Today, Tamana is a 25-year-old, married, and has just welcomed a beautiful baby into the world. More on that in a moment, but firstly, Tamana, can you please tell us a bit about the accident?
Well, I had my accident playing rugby union here on the Central Coast for North Lakes under-17s. I remember taking the ball into contact and bumping an opposition player off, and when I tried to step over him or run over him, I'd tripped over, and instead of sticking my hand out to stop me from hurting myself, I thought to myself that I'd use my body to hopefully bounce back off the ground and continue on, but yeah, unfortunately it didn't work out that way.
So how did the accident change your life?
Well, with spinal injury, in my case particularly, it felt like you were a baby again, pretty much. You know, you had to be fed, clothed, showered, and then you had to teach yourself or push yourself to be able to feed yourself again, or be able to push and just move around and just be able to sit in your chair for long periods of time without, you know, feeling too uncomfortable or tired. So, you know, it changed my life dramatically. I was a very active, outgoing person. You know, it changed me in a way that I've become more of a thinker. You know, I have to think 10 steps down the road before I even make a move, you know, because I have to figure out how I'm going to get there, how I'm going to get back, you know, who's going to be able to help me get there, get out, or, you know, it's changed my life dramatically. I'm a different person than who I was before, and not in a sense in personality wise, but just in the way I'd approach things. I'd just live off instincts, but now, you know, you can't really do that. You have to plan your day out, and, you know, you have to have a routine, and yeah, so I'd have to say it's changed me for the best, really. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I have a beautiful baby, beautiful wife.
Tamana, how and when did you meet your beautiful wife, Pani?
I met Pani while I was in college. She was a friend of my cousin, and when I left in '99, we just kept in touch. She ended up moving over here in 2002, and we got married in 2005.
So you've just been blessed with a little miracle, baby Eden. To help other people in a similar situation to yourself, could you explain to me how Pani and you went through that process of IVF?
Well, it was very involved. It probably took us about 2 years in total. We first went to a clinic in Sydney, I can't remember where, but eventually we went to Westmead Hospital, and they were excellent. We were actually fortunate that we were successful our first time around, which was great, but there was a lot of tests involved, bloods taken, needles, especially for Pani, vitamins, medication as well. So it was quite a long road, and a bit of waiting is involved as well.
What advice would you give to other men with a spinal cord injury and couples in the same situation?
Just stay positive and healthy if you're trying to have a baby. That's the best thing you can do. And even though we were successful our first time around, we considered adopting a baby if we couldn't have one of our own.
The whole thing must have been quite daunting. What support was available to you, as in, say, social workers, government agencies, clinicians and peer support?
Yeah, you'll probably find that there is a bit of information out there about IVF, and a lot of it doesn't match up with what each clinic is doing. We found that Westmead Hospital were excellent. They helped you with finding what refunds you were eligible for. They pretty much handled everything. So my suggestion is just go through Westmead Hospital. They were great, and they were great doctors as well.
Through it all, what have you found to be the most challenging things you've encountered?
Probably the realization that I may not be able to have a baby. That was the most challenging thing I had encountered. And the doctors are clear with you as well that nothing's guaranteed.
Finally, tell us, have there been any moments that have made it all worthwhile?
For me, it would have to be the day she was born. It was probably the most happiest day I've ever had in my life. Just seeing her just made my heart melt, and it made everything worthwhile.
Tamana, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Your story, I'm sure, will inspire other people in a similar situation to you thinking about having a family. Thank you, and I wish you, Pani and Eden all the best in the future.